What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Today's the Tuesday live stream. Been switching it up the last week or two now. This is the second week that I've gone live at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So this will be the new time for a few weeks, see how the turnout goes, see if it's better for everybody to come out and join. And today we're going to be talking about if you guys are prepared for the end of the year and what that looks like, and what I'm doing to prepare for the last couple of weeks of this year. Well, I guess we're down to like under 2 weeks now. So let me know in the comments below if you guys can hear me. Let me know what you guys are doing as well, to get prepared for the rest of the year and what that looks like. So Miss Lachey says the thumbnail seems so dramatic. It's supposed to draw curiosity. What's going on though? Mind and Body Co. Hey, Dixon's Pickens, what's going on? So there were a few people in here. A lot of people dropped off now, I guess. I don't know. Lisa, what's going on? Cool, you can hear me? All good, I can hear you. Awesome. So I don't know if you guys can hear my dishwasher in the background, but we're just gonna rock it out like it's not even going. Sheila, what's going on? Got the Bible right here. Sheila blessed me with a nice new Bible that I can read and journal out of every day. Thank you. So end of the year, right? The biggest, most important thing that we need to be doing is making sure that we got all of our numbers done. All of your numbers, down to all the money you spent, have your receipts, have proof of the money that you've made, have what's the word that I'm looking for? A paper trail, I suppose, digital or like legit paper to track all the money that you spent, to track all the money that you earned, and anything that you have spent money on as far as, anything that's not inventory, like supplies, shelves, bags, boxes, tape, all that stuff, bubble wrap, everything that you have spent on the business, no matter if it was just once or if it's a reoccurring, purchase, such as, poly bags and things like that. If you bought something once for the business, a computer, a phone, you need to be tracking all that, all your expenses. So that way you can write it off as a deduction during the end. Um, Sheila says she's doing laundry soap. If you guys wash clothes and fabric softener sheets or whatever you do, guys, the water bill that goes towards washing all the clothes, all that stuff is a deduction. It's a write off. Um, Make sure that you guys are preparing to get your tax bill down as low as possible. Now, I know a lot of people are like, don't you want to like claim some taxes? And you're going to have to claim taxes regardless, guys. But the rich people stay rich by writing off all the money they make throughout the year, right? And they pay themselves a salary. So what that means is every bit of money that they make, they reinvest it into something else to keep making the money. And so, like, while we may not be able to do that to the exact T, because a lot of us live off reselling. I pay my bills off reselling. There's things that I buy that I can't write off. I can't write off all the food that I eat. I can't write off all the gas that I spoil. I've been able to do that lately because I've been able to write it off as an advertising fee for my car. But there's a lot of things that you're not going to be able to write off. I can't write off my Netflix subscription. There's nothing that I gain educational value from that. I can write off my YouTube as continuing education because I listen to eBay videos and stuff like that on YouTube. But make sure that you have your numbers caught up, make sure you have all your receipts, and make sure you have a CPA. If you're not going to do your taxes on like TurboTax or something like that, which I truly don't recommend, because you can make an error or you could be cheating yourself out of some easy write-offs that you just simply don't know about. um, get yourself a CPA. It really doesn't cost that much money, guys. It's very, very affordable. And they know tons of stuff as far as like what you can write off and further deductions and things like that that you have no clue about. So um, that's another thing. Second is making sure that all your inventory is accounted for. So when you roll into the next year, you know how much to start the year off with, as far as your inventory value. This is important because you don't want to come into the year saying that you listed, $10,000, $20,000 more worth of inventory than you did, and then that gets thrown into your numbers as well. So the spreadsheet that I use tracks all my numbers, all my inventory, what I listed versus what I sold, and how much is left over at the end of the year. That then rolls over to the next year. So 2024 is going to have all my 2023 numbers in there. And it's going to know how much inventory was left over out of the 9,000 items I have now. It's going to know how much of that is still there next year. So I don't have to worry about all that when it comes down to the end of the month or the end of the year. My spreadsheet knows all that. Another thing is when it comes down to knowing how you progressed like over the year. How did you start the year out versus how you finished? And then try and pull as much information out of any changes you made, anything that you done in the business that helped you grow in any type of way, any hard lessons you learned, things like that. All this type of information that one just learns by naturally like doing life and doing business for, time. Glean from that what you can take into the next year and understand what you need to leave behind so that way you can have a more successful year next year than you did this year. Now, obviously, this year is kind of like an anomaly, just like 2020 and 2021 were anomalies on eBay because there was an influx of cash going around. Now there's not any influx of cash going around, and on top of that, they're making all these weird site changes. So 2023 kind of like is the year of the survivor. You know what I mean? Like if you've made it through this and you didn't tap out yet, you're doing pretty well. Try to understand what helped you stay afloat this year, and then do that next year. Who's to say it's not going to get any better next year? Who's to say it's going to get worse next year? So we need to be mindful of all of these things going in. So I'd like to know what some of you guys' hard lessons learned over the year was, and what's some of the good lessons you learned over the year, and what are some of your goals for next year so you can tackle the year with hit the ground running. Um, no, just you. Okay, cool. So no dishwasher. What's up, Miss Q? How you doing? Taxes are almost ready. Let's go. Internet costs, cell phones. If you use them to source or list memberships, Patreon, definitely use a CPA. Absolutely. What's up, Craig? Yeah, all that stuff. My cell phone bill, my Wi-Fi bill, any memberships that I have that help me gain knowledge. All the YouTube stuff that I do, I write off Mid Journey. I write off Video IA where I make my shorts at for my YouTube. Write off Vendu. I write off all the subscriptions that I have that are business based, YouTube based, or anything around content creation and stuff like that is all a write off. And I've broken more than one phone this year, so all those phones are write offs. What's up, Yolanda? Sheila says books. Yeah, you can write off books. Anything that you bought or read that is a business, help you grow in your business. You can write all that stuff off. Um, Even if you guys use the accounting software that is linked down below in the description, that's a write off. That's $125 that you can write off, and you get one of these spreadsheets, these workbooks every year for the rest of your business. And I think for real, for me, it's made keeping track of my numbers and doing everything such a breeze. Because the first year and part of the second year, going into the second year, this notebook right here actually has where I started keeping my numbers in, right? These are numbers. January 1st, Reebok shirt, the cost of goods was $4. I paid $1.97 in fees. The shipping was $3.58, and I net $6.35. And I did that. This is how I had to do every sale, guys. Every sale that I made. Master of the Universe toy. You know what I mean? And I did that for pages, until my spreadsheet came in, and I was like, I refuse to keep doing this. Just pages and pages of sales and fees. So don't do it this way, guys. This is a nightmare. You don't have to do line by line accounting if you use like a spreadsheet that helps you actually document things. My spreadsheet doesn't do it line by line. It does it. Hang on, let me turn my camera off and back on. It gets blurry when I put stuff up there on the screen. There we go. So yeah, line by line is the hard way. That's the slow way, and it's much more stressing, if you're trying to do it line by line versus the workbook that I use or any workbook that you can create just deducts all the fees from total for the week versus what was spent and how much I promoted and all that other good stuff is all it's all included in there. So I don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. So with me coming up on what this will be my third full-time year. This year right here was my actually this is my second full-time year. Uh, in October would have been my second full-time year. So, or would have been. Maybe this is going into my third year. It's all running together, guys. But I've been doing this since 2020. I went full time 2000 October 20 October 21. So yeah, this is my second full time year going into my third. Um, so my third full time year is going to be a lot different than what I've been doing. Um, not in the amount of work that I've been doing, but the strategy behind it. A lot of you guys know that um, I've been just doing the quantity model where I'm just selling as many items as I can for it doesn't matter what the value is. A lot of it was low dollar items. Moving forward, the the ASP is the goal. The ASP and not even necessarily the sell through rate. I'm looking for fast sell through because obviously I want my money to be coming back to me as fast as possible. But there's going to be items that like Filson jeans, for instance. I paid $40 a piece for these Filson jeans, and they don't sell every day. The sell through rate is not awesome on it because it's not every day that people have $200 to spend on a pair of jeans, right? So that's another thing you guys need to keep in mind. The higher your ASP or the higher the sales price is on an item, it might take a while to sell. Nobody's out here buying a $2,000, graphic vintage tee every day. I don't know that person. And if they are, they're rich, super rich. Because, people got, especially right now, people have expenses and, priorities that come into play. So keep in mind when you raise your cost, it's definitely or when you raise your ASP, it's definitely a matter of volume when it comes into that because I can have one $150 sale that day and then the rest are all going to be like $20-$25 sales. I don't really recall a day except for when I was selling sneakers that I had multiple sales above hundreds of dollars. um what's up, broski? Is my twin brother, guys. Good day. Don't forget that even though eBay collects sales tax, that money is included on our 1099, and we need to show that on our taxes. It gets deducted from our gross amount. Yes, this is why you need a CPA. Deanna says, "Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream." So, as I said, guys, this is new to me doing this during the 2 o'clock hour. Normally, it was 7 o'clock at night, but we'll see if I go back there. This live stream has to compete with that live stream. And so far it's not doing so great, but we'll have to see how it goes when the word gets out that this is the time frame that I'm doing it at. But um does anybody have any goals that they're shooting for in 2024? Me personally, I don't have a monetary goal that I want to reach. Just like this year, I didn't really have like a verbal goal because, especially with the way things started changing at the beginning of the year, there was no real telling. Like, I couldn't really project what I was going to do. My workbook projected that I was going to do over 200K this year, but who could have predicted that, the economy and the website and things like that was going to do what it did? Who could have projected that at the end of the year I would end the year out listing 20 items a day, 15 to 20 items a day? Nobody could have predicted that. You know what I mean? I know I didn't. So going into the next year, the focus is to find as many quality items as I can. Divide that number by 7 every week. So say I go out and I find 200 items. I'm going to divide that by 7 and I'm going to list whatever that is every day. If I only find 15 items a day, I'm going to list 15 items a day. If I find 20 items a day, I'm going to list 20 items a day. If I find enough to do 25 items a day, I'll do that. My goal is to just list as many items as I can that are quality instead of listing as many items as I can to reach like I have to do 50 a day every day. Like that's not the method moving forward. I just want to maximize the time that I'm spending putting into eBay so I can get the most money out of the results that I do and then focus on other things. I love eBay, and I'm so thankful for the opportunities that it's created. But um I don't feel that my passion is to slave away on eBay. So therefore I'm not going to. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, bro? 50 listings in a day, mostly posters. So posters, huh? What kind of posters? That should be are they brand new or are they, you gotta unroll them and then roll them up? That should be like a kind of a task. I guess not though. Not too many photos needed for a poster. Bill says they had a record. We had record months in September and October, and then November and December. So far, we're down 25%. We listed 30 items a day and are in clothing. So my sales plummeted too in September, but that's mainly because I stopped listing 50 items a day. Right now, I'm down 2.5%. So still down, but part of that's all due to the fact that I'm just not listing or accepting as many offers as I was. The funny thing about it is my conversion rate's going up though, so we'll see what happens. I want to be consistent in my management. I'm pretty sure the rest will be fine if I keep myself in line. Consistency is all it's that's the basis of everything. Other than going out and picking good items, you have to list those items, right? Now, Yolanda said earlier in her video she got sick, or in her comment on my YouTube channel, she got sick, and she's been inconsistent due to that. If you've been sick and like Sheila, you have health issues and stuff like that that keep you guys from like working, you can only do what you can do, right? But for the rest of us that are full, bodied and able to do it, we must do what we're supposed to do, right? So um, while it may suck, you can't go to your day job and do half the work and keep that job. You're gonna get fired. You go to work right now, sit on your phone all day. I promise you, they're gonna write you up or they're gonna fire you. They're gonna send you home or something. You do that multiple times in a row, you have no job. You do that multiple times in your eBay day, you're gonna fall behind. You're gonna miss out, right? So you got to be consistent. You got to put in the work. You can't reap benefits from work you didn't earn. You can't if you don't do the work, you don't put your items up. Nobody's gonna see them. You know. Um, Miss Lachey said main goal is improve net profit over this year by at least 20%. That's very possible. Um, very, very possible. I think I'm up 30% this year. Let's see real quick. And it all depends on how much scale you're trying to do as well. Um, if you're growing already at an alarming rate, like you're growing, as fast as you can, then next year might not be, rocket ship trajectory, but you could still make a significant amount of growth. This year I'm up 35.3% over last year. So that's great. Um, I don't think next year will be that type of growth because I'm not going to be doing as much work next year as I'm doing this year. Now, would I love for my numbers to be, closer to the same next year? Yes, I absolutely would love that. But in order for that to be a reality, I'd have to be able to find nothing but items that sell for $25, $30 and above. And I need to find those in 50 a day amounts. There's no way that I can do that when I was doing 50 a day of just random items. So maybe I can cut that in half by the items going for 25 or 30 bucks. Uh, I might be able to cut that in to 25 a day, but I'd have to sell 25 a day consistently, maybe even 30 a day consistently to be able to hit those numbers again next year. Uh, so gross isn't really necessarily what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about doing is netting the same amount of money next year with a fraction of the work. I know that doesn't sound totally doable, but it's possible. If all I'm doing is listing items that net me more than $3 on a sale because a lot of those sales were $2 net, $1 net, $1.25 net, $4 net. If I can raise my net from the $5 an item that it was earlier in the year, I think it got up to $7 earlier in the year. If I raise my net to $12 or $15 in average sales net, that'd be a lot more money coming in that goes into my bank account. So you can have a $20, $25 order total, but when 15 to $16 of that is fees, and then you got the item cost, say you spent $10 to make a $25 sale. Now you got $10 coming out of that net. You don't have very much money left over for profit. Probably $3 or $4. You know what I mean? So really, at the end of the day, a large sales price doesn't mean nothing unless you know all the nuance and the variables. What went into that sale? What did you promote the item at? How much did you pay for it? How much did you pay on shipping? You know what I mean? These things all matter. All this stuff adds up, and so that's my goal moving forward. I'm not promoting as much as I did next year. I'm not. My coupon isn't going to be the same as earlier in the year. I was doing a 25% off coupon, 25% off coupon with 10% promoting. So I'm already changing that going into the next year. I'm not going to be promoting at 10%. I'm not going to be doing a 25% off coupon. And I'm going to be listing items that sell for more money all around the board. So hopefully I can get as close to what I netted this year or maybe even surpass it with another revenue stream. Who knows? But we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, the draft bank will buy me some wiggle room though. Draft banks come in the clutch, absolutely. Helps you stay regular. New and vintage, I buy from a small radical collective, and I've got tons of them in boxes from a business in 1997. That's cool. I did see this guy here in the town that I live in had some old school like vintage horror movie posters that go outside the theater on the wall. Those are pretty cool. Obviously all the good ones got bought up by the time I got there, but some of those things go for thousands of dollars. Hello, Molly. I caught you live. You sure did. Make sure you come back here next week, this same time on Tuesday. Metavlog, what's going on? Saludos from San Diego, California. How you doing, man? Shaquana, what's going on at work? Listening in. That's what's up. So, ways to make more money in 2024. It might be that I might have to find another item, another type of clothing that sells for more money. So that might mean that I have to do some online arbitrage. I know that there's brands out there that I see all the time, especially when we're in the Discord doing these morning calls where we're looking up comps on items that people just don't have priced right. I could then buy those items, turn around and flip them for a profit. I know that there's Nike hoodies and sweatshirts out there that people have underpriced. I see them all the time being sold for $15, but they can be sold for 90, 100, 120, $150. So instead of just seeing them and not buying them, I need to start buying them and put those in my store. I know a guy that's in our Patreon. He pays $20 for a t-shirt from this one brand, and then he sells them in large amounts. And he buys this one brand of jeans, and he's paying $20 an item. And this is his bread and butter, and he makes great money off this stuff. And if he can pay $20 an item and then turn around and flip it, that's a great place to be. And we talked about this also in the Patreon this morning. If I knew that I could spend $50 on an item today and it would sell by tonight for $100, I would do that every single day. That would be my business model. Yeah, my cost of goods would be high, but at the end of the day, I'd be able to make really great money if I got 15, 20 of those a day. That's guaranteed money. We did the math. If I make, let's just say, easy figure is 15 sales a day, right? Because that's about what I'm selling right now on average. 15 times $15 profit, that's $225 a day in profit. We're not talking about gross numbers and fees. We're talking about what's left over after cost of goods and all that stuff. 15 sales a day at $15 profit is $225 a day. Now, if we times that by 365, that's 800 or 80, 800. That's $82,125 a year of net profit. That's just at $15 profit a day. So imagine if those items sold for, $100, $150. We could really get them making some serious cash if we could find a lot of those. Um, let's see. Mr. Guyman Jr. says hello. What up? I think it's possible for you, Marcus. As I increase my clothing knowledge, I'm adding more high ASP items like blazers. Blazers are higher ASP, but they definitely sell slower. But definitely worth picking up. You got to be willing to pay up sometimes. Absolutely. I'd be willing to pay $20, $25 for items that I know will sell quickly. For instance, those Carhartt jackets that I bought from Rural King last year. I only bought 5 of them because I didn't have the confidence in myself to be able to spend a bunch of money on them and not be like hurt for a while waiting on them to sell. But I bought 5 of them and they all sold in a month. So really, I should have bought as many as possible, right? As much capital as I had to spend on inventory, I should have bought as many as I could. And, I probably would have sold them all within 90 days, but the first few that sold, I would have been in the profits on them. So $30 into 100. I think the lowest one I took offers on was $80, but 30 into 80. Let's look at the eBay fee calculator. So I'm going to share the screen. Let me share the screen here real quick. And if you find something that you can buy, that has a great ASP, even if you got to pay up for it sometimes, it's still worth it. So let's just say the lowest Carhartt jacket I sold was for $80. I paid $30 for them. And yes, guys, there were fees in there, but I'm not worried about the tax right now because this is just an example. So shipping charge was $14.95, and I shipped them out in a medium flat rate box. I had a premium store at the time. I promoted them at 10%. And we'll see. So I made $22.91 off those at $80, right? Not awesome, but I almost doubled my money. The other ones I sold at 100. So at 100, I more than doubled my money, right? And I had the potential to sell them for 120, but I wasn't trying to be greedy because I wanted them gone. That's $58. I paid $30 to almost double my money, right? Because the 30 comes off the top because the 30 is included in fees. So if I could pay $30 once and make almost $60 profit off the item, that's a 3 times profit margin, right? You can buy 2 more, you can save 30. That's a sweet place to be. Now you just find items that you have the advantage on and do that. There was people that were wondering, where are you getting these jackets from, bro? Where are you able to buy all these Carhartt jackets brand new? Dude, I live in Missouri. It's a farm country here. There's no, if you go outside my house, man, it's country out there. Like there's guys walking around with Carhartt every day around here. It's just normal, right? So you can find that stuff in abundance here. So when you have the advantage, you tap in and you understand that you can spend however much money to make however much money. You just keep on doing that over and over and over again. And I promise you, this gets much, much easier. So paying up sometimes isn't always bad. I source primarily on Mercari and eBay. Definitely money to be made. Absolutely. Do you think accepting offers hurts your other sales by buyers looking at your solds and see that you have a high acceptance rate? Well, most of my sales are from accepting offers, so I don't think so. You can decline an offer or you can counter on an offer, right? So just because you accept an offer doesn't mean that you're going to accept stupid lowball offers. Um, I just think people are going to try to lowball you regardless, pretty much no matter what you do. I had a $15 shirt, for sale this morning. Somebody was offering me $5 on it. Like, not happening. Hey man, I found a blacklight poster on eBay by 68 You bought 68 and sold it for 1,000. You bought it for 68 and sold it for 1,000. There you go. That's that knowledge. Because I would have thought 68 was, a great price, but someone that knows better knows that it's worth 1,000. What part of Missouri are you in? I'm in Cape Girardeau. One thing I've learned is not to be in a rush. Take my time and look at more items at the thrift. That's especially for me. That was one of the things that helped me gain a lot of knowledge on brand awareness. There's items that I'd never seen before, but I'd seen things like it. And then like I started to notice textures, contents like the material, whether the buttons are like snaps or if they're just regular buttons or if they're metal buttons. The look of it all. If it's a flannel like jert shacket or like a um thicker material, it might be worth something more. And that's how I found the brand Five Brother. It doesn't sell like super great or anything like that as far as speed, but it has a great average sales price. And you can sell the brand for like 25, 35, sometimes even $45 for just a standard buffalo plaid flannel shirt. And it's a thicker material. But then there's another brand called Ironheart, and it's like motorcycles, flannel. It's a button up pearl snap flannel jacket, shacket type thing. $400 brand new. I sold mine for, I can't really remember what I sold it for because this was quite a ways back, but still, I just saw that it was made in Japan, and I knew that anything made in Japan goes for good money, especially when it comes to like clothing. So I picked it up and was mind blown at the comps that I saw. But I would have never picked it up if I didn't see that it was made in Japan. I saw that it had pearl snaps. It's already a desirable pattern because buffalo plaid is very, very trending. And then I saw that it was thick. So that was four different factors: the thickness of the material, that it was made in Japan, that it was pearl snap, and it was plaid. Those are all factors that make this item a great buy. And it sold really, really quick for full price. And that that right there just really blew my mind, honestly. How people like literally will walk by things that they don't deem valuable or don't deem worthy of even a chance to look up at the bins. Because this jacket was laid there wide open with the inside to where I could see that it was made in Japan. Just like somebody looked at it, checked the size, and was like, "No, I don't want this," and moved on. So somebody looked at that and didn't think that it was worth their time. 50-50 at the seller's hub. Oh, okay. Yes. Have you been lowballed on Mercari yet? No. I've only had 2 sales on Mercari. Nobody else offers me anything. I just got a bunch of people liking items. Um, but I did get my label shipped, switched over to 4x6 today. So no more cropping and rotating labels because that right there was stupid. And then the label that I did that with, it didn't scan. So me like cropping it and then rotating it and printing it out on my 4x6 thermal printer made the label lighter, which is weird because thermal printer doesn't run out of ink. So it was weird. The Count of Thrift says, I recently sat down and ran my numbers. I was really surprised to my results. I had to lower my promotion rate. That's another thing we were talking about in the Patreon this morning. You can do, I do 10% because Marcus does 10%. Oh, well, I run a 20% off coupon because Marcus runs a 20% off coupon. But if you're not getting your items for the same price that I'm getting them for and selling them for the same price that I'm selling them for, you could literally promote yourself and coupon yourself right out of business, right? So that's the thing about your numbers. You got to know your numbers. You can't know my numbers. Knowing the money that I make in a business does not help you, not even a little bit, right? It may give you an idea of what you could get to or what you can get to, but at the end of the day, you got to know how much you're paying for items on average to then know how much you're shipping items for on average to then know how much you can pay to promote your items for on average to make however much profit you want to make on average. And yeah, I'm glad that you were able to figure out that you were promoting your items too high. Do you do a coupon as well, the Count of Thrift? because maybe you might be able to lower the coupon a tiny bit. Like say right now I'm doing 20% off coupon. If I lower my coupon to 15% and I lower my promoted listings fee to 5%, that's 10% more profit going to my bank account at the end of the day. If I make $200,000 a year, that's 20,000 more dollars I make. So no, you don't do it. Well, there you go. Maniacal merchant, what's the deal? Not much. Just here chopping it up. How's things going for you guys? Today slow on sales? Cause it's pretty dry over here. Not a whole lot going on. It's been real slow the last couple of days, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Um, I don't really expect a large influx of traffic or sales rather, due to the fact that I sell used clothing and this is not the time of year for used clothing to like fly off the shelves. I have been selling a lot of newer items, things that I got new with tags. Those items have been moving, so I guess those are being bought as Christmas gifts. And I was having a pretty high influx of selling Christmas themed items. Um, but today was the last day. Well, yesterday was the last day you could ship those out and they get there on time. Let's see. Um, I found a Patagonia shirt new without tags at my bench yesterday. Nice. Was it a t-shirt or a flannel or button up? When I sourced at the thrift, I go on Senior Citizens Day. 20% discount. Yeah, you're winning right there. I'm only promoting at 6%. Two small sales today. That's what's up. It says I'm at two sales today, but I think that's since I shipped. I have a 5 o'clock a.m. cutoff for same day shipping. It says I made $72 so far today. So I know these two sales. One's an Old Navy T-shirt. The other one is I don't remember, but there's no way two items sold for $72. The other one is Aeropostale shorts, new with tags. Both of these items are new. The Old Navy shirt is a brand new Christmas shirt and the Aeropostale shorts are brand new. Um, so like I said, new items are selling right now because people are buying them. I assume for gifts, um, but it is what it is. Sell slow down because I've been slacking on listing. So here's the thing, though, I don't 100% expect sales to like stop if you have a decent sized store. So like me, with me having 9,000 items, I still believe I'd probably make at least one or two sales a day if I didn't list for a week. But I know that I wouldn't be able to stay making sales daily for multiple weeks on end. So therefore, I list every single day because I want traffic to generate me at least the same amount of items that I'm listing. So yesterday I sold, or today I shipped out 16 items. I listed 15. So that's still okay with me. Like I said, the focus is to just sell items for as many dollars as possible. Because that's just much smarter to work. Um, it's smarter to work smarter, not harder. I grabbed a Joseph Banks sweater vest. Everyone left it behind. It sold instantly. It was 100% Supima cotton. I love the unassuming winds that no one else catches. That brand is a sleeper sometimes. For the most part, it's not a great brand, but there are items inside that brand that sell for 50, 60, $35. So you got to know the right ones, but like it's not like the button up t-shirts. It's like some of the suits, some of the sweaters, some of the pants, suit separates. Those are decent. Basic tee. Yeah, I found a Patagonia basic tee. It wasn't new without tags. I got it last week. Miss Lachey says it's also worth it to figure out how much you might need to promote versus how much you can afford to promote, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, if you pick up items that don't need promoting at all, then you don't need to promote. If you sell, an item that's in demand, particularly you find this with like electronics, um, you don't need to promote, uh, especially rare electronics at that. They're just going to sell. But it's like a digital camera, the point and shoots. You don't need to promote a point and shoot camera. They're so hot right now. Like you can't keep them. They sell almost as soon as you list them. So there's no point in promoting that. But if you have like let's say Me, I have tons and tons of graphic tees, nothing special. I need to promote most of those. Every now and then I'll find like a cool one. Like today I took pictures of the animal from the Muppets, vintage tee with him like playing a guitar, the drums or something. I really can't remember now. Comps on this shirt are like $90, and there's only a couple of them listed on eBay. So I probably don't need to promote that. I'm probably still going to, just because I blanket promote everything. But figuring that out is a good place to be at. What is the best time of year for selling used clothes? For me, the best time of the year that I've ever had, with selling used clothes is around tax time, towards the end of the tax season when people are like getting their money. So around April and May it was really, really good. J Rod, what's going on, bro? Uh, J Rod right here, man. He sells a lot of those cameras, point and shoot cameras and things like that. A lot of items, that you don't have to promote at, because they're just incredibly awesome finds. And if that's the type of the business model that you're running, you're probably at 400, 500K this year just selling in demand electronic items. You know what I mean? Me, I'm at 180 selling not so in demand used clothes. You know what I mean? There's just totally difference of profit margins on those types of items, which is why finding items with or brands with great items, like let's just throw out some really banger brands right now: Sitka, Kuyu, all hunting brands. What's another? Patagonia has really expensive items, chinchilla snaps and things like that. North Face puffer 700 downfill jackets, Arcteryx. If you're finding stuff like that and that's your business model, your ASP is going to be high. You're going to have like 50 to $100 ASP, and you're going to be killing it. And you're not going to need to list a lot of items. You know, find outerwear, cool, Patagonia, North Face, um, Mountain Hardware, things like that. These are great clothing brands. But if all you do is find Alfred Dunner, then you're not going to be doing so great. Um, I still average 1% of my 700 item store a day, so I'm happy with it. That's a great place to be. Consistency equals my biggest weakness. Hey, you're not the only one. I like your logo, Hankenstein. Um, Sometimes we just got to do more work in a day. Like so today, I finished 3 days worth of work right before I got on this live stream. So I left my warehouse at 1 o'clock today, came home, made the thumbnail, ate a bowl of oatmeal, and started doing listings. I finished right before I got on this live stream. That's 3 days worth of work. So, moving forward, I can do that every single day and just build up a draft bank. Now that leaves me plenty of time off. If I just, decide I don't want to work for 3 days, I don't have to work for 3 days. I just go ship my items and launch my listings, and I'm good. You know, um, what workout split are you running lately, Marcus? So I literally just changed from doing push pull legs to doing just one body part a day. So I'm doing chest. Yesterday I did chest. Today I'll do shoulders. Tomorrow I'll do back. Then I'll do legs. No, actually I'll do legs on Wednesday. Tomorrow, then I'll do back, and then I'll do arms. Then I'll repeat it. I've just been doing that. Take 2 days off a week, and I like it like that. But it's sometimes I feel like I need to like go harder. I'll just do some abs and stuff like that, cardio and all that jazz. I'm trying to figure out how much I weigh. My scale ran out of batteries. I got on the scale at the gym yesterday and it said I was like 200 pounds. There's no way I'm 200 pounds. Like, and not in like a boastful way. I have a lot of muscle on me, but there's no way. I'm 5'8". I'm not 200 pounds. But my workout partner was like, bro, you might be 200 pounds. So I went and bought batteries for my scale, a 2-pack. Guess what? My scale takes 3 batteries. Gotta go buy another pack. So today I'm gonna try to figure out how much I weigh. That way I know how much calories I need to eat. Yeah, so he is a drummer. I thought he had drumsticks in his hand. Thanks, Miss Q. But yeah, this shirt goes for $90. I also found cool pants at the bench yesterday, but it was kids. Did you buy them? That's still a $20 bill. I have great luck with all denim jackets as long as they're not small. I don't really buy much denim jackets. I probably could, but I do buy the ones that are men's and I buy the ones that are decent size. I found a bunch of smart wool socks recently. Didn't know socks were a bolo. There's a lot of socks, man, that are great. Smart wool, anything though, is a killer brand. You can bad condition, all that. Even if it's got holes in it, you could still sell it. So yeah, just keep picking that up. Let's see here. I found a bunch of smart. I already read that. I just switched to push pull split. You're gonna love it. My brother says, you know what your problem is? You got no quads. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Pain and Gain with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock, and they're like trying to do this. They're trying to pull these heists on the guy that owns the Schlotsky's deli store, and there's an officer, the old man played by Ed, whatever his name is, came to train with him. Dude, he got taken down through there. So I troll my brother about the size of his legs, and I tell him all the time he's got no quads, but I do it in my Mark Wahlberg voice from that movie, and it's just a good quality fun between twins, because my brother absolutely has no quads. No quads. You know, I bought them. They looked almost brand new. There you go. That movie is insane. It's ridiculous, especially the Rock's character. Like he's literally grilling hands on a grill, and it's based off a true story. So, man. Anyway, there we go off on a tangent. So, smart wool. Smart wool. I found a quarter zip sweater. I found a puffer, and then I found something else. I can't remember. I think it might have been like a waffle knit, like thermal type shirt. All of them sold really quick, and it all sold for really good money. Let's see here. The Moorish Warrior. Welcome. I don't think I've heard of you before. Hey Marcus, what do you think of these other YouTubers and sellers talking about some companies suing eBay sellers? Man, I don't really get into all that. I've heard the mention of it lately. ADH Dave and them talking about it on their podcast. Um, if they come in, then they will. You know, if they're going to start suing us, just don't sell those brands. Move on to other brands, right? There's millions and millions of items out there. If they start coming after us about clothing, I'm gonna switch the game up and I'll just jump in J Ride's lane and start selling electronics. If they start coming after me for electronics, I'll go back to selling shoes. If they start coming at me for selling shoes, I'll find something. There's thousands of items out there to sell that we don't have to really worry about it. We just got to know which items they're coming after, and just don't sell those items. So at the end of the day, until we know that they are actually doing it and they're coming after us and like giving us a hard time, there's nothing for us there's no need to trip over it right now. If you find out that they're coming after brands that you have listed, get rid of it. You know what I mean? That's all there is to it. Yeah, buddy, workout by workout. Yeah, you'll get some quads, bro. One of these days. Counterfeits. Yeah, don't list counterfeits. But they're gonna say they're counterfeit even if it's not. That's just their claim. Um, I had a Herbalife David Beckham soccer jersey. Herbalife Vero's you, period, right? And their claim is always counterfeit. This was an Adidas jersey with Herbalife on the front of it, but Herbalife is an MLM and they don't want anybody selling their products. So they're going to Vero you. So um, there's nuance and like legalese and stuff to where I think counterfeit is the only claim that they can have against you to file the case or to get the item removed without having to pay for it. Now, I'm not an expert on this, so you're gonna have to listen to Josh Galt. He literally did a live stream about this about a month and a half, 2 months ago, where he went into detail on this as best as he could because eBay was extremely vague about it on purpose. They don't want you to understand which items are going to be a Vero, what companies come after you the hardest, because at the end of the day, they want you to list those items because they still get fees from it. So they're not really worried about you as a seller because if they were, they would give us the information that we need to have good account health. I ain't worried. I sell all Gymshark, Gore-Tex, Beachbody DVDs. I just sold some Gymshark uh, joggers last week, and Gore-Tex. I sell that all the time, but I don't use the word Gore-Tex in the title. I just blatantly take a picture of it. And I haven't sold DVDs in a long time, but I did sell Beachbody. I just sold an item on Poshmark. Let's go. I heard you say that you sell on Mercari. I just saw they updated their shipping fees. So look, man, I got smacked in the head with a $5.77 upcharge on Mercari today. Somebody gave me really bad advice on my Instagram, uh, saying to just do the 1 pound shipping at 740 or whatever the case may be, whatever it was, and that you can ship that item out that way, and they wouldn't charge you. The USPS wouldn't charge, and I'm like, I just don't see how that's possible. Like first of all, that's mail fraud, and that's you're not being truthful, right? So he's like, I do it all the time. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I haven't had a problem with it. So I did it, and they charged my account $5.77. So first of all, don't do that. Be honest about what the weight is and just pay the cost. But me personally, what I've been doing is since then I've been charging the buyer one flat fee, and then I've been paying the shipping out of the order total, right? And then I'll just buy the label off of Pirate Ship. Um but yeah, so with the shipping fees, I know they said they were bringing something down to 6.99. I think that was 1 pound items, Ground Advantage from 740 to 6.99, which is cool. It's what 41 cents that you save. But at the end of the day, they need to do something about that priority pricing. 15 almost $15 for a pair of jeans is really, really ridiculous. Hey, we just had somebody join the Patreon. That's what's up. Thank you, uh, Mercado something, Mercado One. Oh, Mercado number one. Welcome. All right, sorry guys, had to welcome the new member. That's awesome. Let's see. Marcus, are you still promoting at 5%? I've never promoted at 5%. I'm at 8%. I told you they mail you on it. Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. A lot of people told me that. But at the end of the day, I was trying it to see what would happen, and they got me. So now I know. Yep, that's crazy. It is what it is, though. At the end of the day, um, I feel like if I offer free shipping and build the price in, then I have much more control over it because ain't nobody trying to pay that 13 $14 for a pair of jeans when I could ship them for 760. Yeah. Lots of folks ship off of Mercari and send the buyer the tracking. Mercari is rough on shipping. Yeah, they need to get it together. Yes, brother, rejoice with me. Mercari been warning people for weeks about putting in the right weight. Also dimensions. I just do weight, haven't got burned yet. What shipping do you have selected for your policy? Like what does the buyer see as shipping where? On eBay or on Mercari? On eBay, I charge economy shipping, right? So that means I can ship it whatever way I want to. So if it's cheaper for me to ship it Ground Advantage, I will. If it's cheaper for me to ship it priority, I will. If it makes more sense for me to do it in a padded flat rate envelope, then I will, which I never use those anyway. But I use economy shipping as the method, and I ship it whatever way I want to. Um, inside of that, what what they on average getting you for at 8%? What do you mean, like out of my fees? Yeah, that's information I don't go into all the time, so I'd have to look at it with you. Because I only need to do that once a month. So let's see. Performance. We'll go to sales for the year. Well, actually, I'll do it for last month because um, I haven't been promoting at 8% all month or all year. I mean, I've been doing 10% up until uh, last year. So promoted listing sales last month, they got hmm, where's the freaking chart at, dude? Hang on, there's an actual chart that tells you how much they charge you out of those fees. Let me pull up my accounting spreadsheet because that's how I get there. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Spreadsheet. Promote it. Okay. Here we go. Share screen. All right. So out of the last 31 days, $9,314 of sales were promoted sales. And out of those $9,314 of promoted sales, they charged me $879 to make those $9,300. So it's not too bad. It's almost, I guess it is about, would say 10% close to it. Where does it say the promo? So right here, it's saying it's 9.44, and this is with an average of 10% promoted listing items, because I didn't change my whole store over to 8%. I just started all the new listings going in at September until now at 8%. So I still have literally thousands and thousands of items that have a 10% promoted ad rate. So between 8% and 10% average or ad rates, it's got me on average of 9.44. So I mean, if I was promoting items at 5%, it would probably be much more drastic of a drop. Would probably be under 9%, but I'm okay with that because as my store sells out and the numbers get lower, um, the ad rate will go down, and that means I'll pay less fees. But I'm thinking about going to 7% starting out in January. So stick around and we'll see how that goes. Let's see. I can ship most jeans now on Mercari for $7.99. Is that a 2-pound rate? And how are you shipping them? Let me know. I must know this. How are you having issues on shipping on Mercari? Anything over 1 pound? Anything over 1 pound is $7.99 with UPS. Way cheaper. I don't use UPS though. This is the thing, guys. I live in a small town, right? I have one way to ship on Monday, which is my biggest shipping day of the week, right? Because I ship all my weekend orders. But I also do all my sourcing on Monday. So I literally need to be on the road by 8 o'clock before the UPS in my town opens up at 9 o'clock or whatever it is. I'm not going to stick around in town just to ship 1 or 2 Mercari orders out. So the best way for me to do it is to just ship it out at the USPS, you know? That's just all it is to it. That's why I'd rather pay for the shipping myself and pass the savings off to the buyer regardless. Now, anything over 1 pound has not been $7.99 for me in my experience. I listed pairs of jeans. Let's just show you my Mercari screen. Mercari, where's my listings at? So let's find a pair of jeans. It's got to be an older item too, because I start putting all the jeans in here with free shipping. See, so this is $7.40. What do I got this in here at though? Let's check it out real quick. I got in here a Ground Advantage. What does it weigh though? Come on, man. Okay, so that is a Ground Advantage. Not a good example. So let's go back. Let's find a pair of heavy jeans. These got to weigh more than a pound. It says 13.17. This is a 2 pound item. If I can figure out how to do this for under at $7.99, like you're saying, then that would be great. How do I do that though? Standard shipping. It's priority mail. The item definitely weighs over a pound, so I have to round up to 2 pounds. I select the carrier. The best option is 13.17 for me because, as I've already said, I can't use UPS. So, unless I just don't ship the item out on time in order to be able to go to UPS the next day, I don't have that option though. So, thanks for the input though. It is something I can keep in mind for sure. When you send an offer out to someone, what percentage of people actually accept the offer? For me, it's less than 5%. I don't know, man. I send out hundreds of offers a day, so it's very low. Let's see here. I can look at my sales sheet and see offer sales. Seller initiated offers are 30%. So 30% of my offers that I send out get accepted. I just switched to charging for shipping. How big of a deal is it if I have priority selected as my service, but I ship Ground Advantage? If you are charging for shipping and you charge a buyer priority shipping, eBay is going to give them a date that says that it arrives within 2 to 3 days. If you switch that to Ground Advantage, now your package arrives late, and the buyer doesn't get their item on time. And so you're not supposed to do that. If you're going to do that, use economy shipping as the method. And then that way you can ship it however you want to. Because economy shipping has like it's like a 1 to 5 business or arrival date. So it gives it a broad spectrum. So that's how I would do it if I were you. That's what I do. I'm only on eBay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about any other platform anyway. As far as charging shipping and shipping it a different way. I know Poshmark, the only way you can ship it is priority. So it is okay. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. Did I miss something? $3. What are you guys talking about? Okay, maybe I'm missing out on something. Mercari gives you 3 days to ship. It really is a great platform. Well, the verdict's still out. The jury's still out on that. But 3 days, if it's a 3-day thing, I could see to where I could, ship the items out, not on a Monday. But if I can just use pirate ship and print my own label, then what does it even matter? You know what I mean? That just saves me trouble all the way around the board. I use USPS for up to 2 pounds and UPS for over 3 pounds, shipping a poly bag. New subscriber here. Your videos have been really helpful. I wanted to ask for your opinion on how would custom wooden products that are laser engraved would do on eBay. I do not know. We can look real quick and see. Probably going to be a very niche item that should be on not on eBay. Should be on Etsy or something. Let's see. Custom wooden carvings. So we got 388 sold or listed. Let's see here. Sold. 96 sold. So not the fastest of sell through, but got some okay sales prices. This one's 25. This is 15. That was probably real quick and easy to make. That's pretty intricate. So I think it might be okay. It's not going to be like an everyday seller unless you have like a super large store. But some of these items are cool prices, but 30% sell through rate is not the greatest, but it's not horrible. I wouldn't have that be your only platform of selling on if that's what you're gonna do. Let me share this screen. So let's see here. We got all different stuff. This probably doesn't take long. This probably, it's all laser, you said, right? So you're not really doing much of the work, coming up with the design and stuff. So if you got free engraving, so I guess this person's probably doing something like you're doing. Um, this is pretty cool. I don't think you can sell knives international though, so you want to be careful with stuff like that. But $98 on a cane head, that's pretty cool. So there's money to be made in it. Um, Definitely be mindful of um, the designs, and obviously you want to check like these sold comps to find out which items are worth more. Obviously, if you have the ability to do something like this, then do that versus something like like this per se. It's not going to net that much. Um, but go for it. Why not? Try it out. You never know until you try it. 3 days to ship a Mercari. No, bro, I'm not accepting $110 on freaking Filson jeans. They're trying to gank me, y'all. Let's see. Where I live, I can use DoorDash and Postmates to pick up UPS packages for a small fee, which I hate paying, but when in a clinch or UPS price is much less than USPS, it is so worth it. You have 3 days to ship out. Yes. The Mercari UPS shipping deals are excellent. I see you got the 3 day. Yeah, definitely got it by now. Who is the guy you said has eBay podcast on Vero items on eBay? I don't think I ever saw. Oh, Josh Galt. What difference from econ shipping and standard shipping services besides 1 to 10 days, 1 to 5 days? Either one, you can select whatever service you want, right? I'm just trying to see what you choose from. Yeah, that's the difference. The days of handling. I use economy shipping, and I just choose whatever I want, and I still ship out same day. I would think red hot if you got the right buyer. I'm a handmade seller too. Anything handmade sells excellent in eBay. There you go. Any changes you're making to your reselling business in 2024? Yes. Nothing major, but I did go over this in my last video, 2 videos ago. But pretty much, man, is what I'm going to be doing is focusing on trying to sell items that have a high ASP, and focus on the amount of items I can get on a week-to-week basis. So if I get 15 in 1 week, I'll list 15 a day. If I get 20 a day in a week, I'll list 20 in a day. If I get 25 in a week, I'll list 25 in a week. But whatever the case may be, I'm going to be doing that 3 days a week, and I'm going to be focusing on growing my other businesses. Continue to cross list on Mercari and Poshmark, and then I got to do a listing from my phone to get the information that Depop requires for me to be able to list on there, and then I'll go to cross listing my whole store on Depop, and just keep adding different revenue streams to the reselling platforms over time. I do think I'm going to give Whatnot a shot at some time during the week, because I'm seeing a lot of people really starting to kill it on Whatnot, like to where they're like leaving behind everything but Whatnot. And if I can do that to where I don't have to list any items ever again, I would do that. If I had the chance to only do Whatnot, I would do that, because I don't really enjoy listing items. I don't really enjoy photographing items. I don't get a thrill out of that. I just do it because it's the means to an end. In order for an item to sell, I have to list it. So if all I got to do is just hold an item up in front of a camera and yell out some item specifics and it still sells, yeah, I would do that. It's a lot more work, as far as you have to sell volume. Because I know Chris Flip the World said he did 200,000 dollars in sales this year, but he's had to sell like, I don't know, astronomical. He had to sell 6,000 items to make 50,000 in 90 days. So I'd imagine, what, 24,000 items in a year minimum. So you'd have to sell a boatload of items to do it. But I think if I could get the volume of inventory that people are willing to buy, it could be profitable. So I think I'm going to try it, a time or two and see how it goes. Um, and then, man, I'll just really kind of just troubleshoot things as I go along. Uh, Really, next year is going to be about focusing on high ASP and my business to my work life balance, things like that. I really don't want to be bogged down by um, eBay like I was in 2023. I was a slave to eBay for the bulk of the year. For 9 months of the year, I was slaving away with no days off, listing 90 a day. And the fees that I was paying to sell those items and the shipping fees and all that and promoted fees and everything, like I really wasn't making awesome money considering the fact of the amount of items that I was listing. So now with me listing 15 to 20 a day, my net is much more in line with what I was doing listing 90 a day or listing 50 a day out of those 90. And then I'd have to have two sourcing days in there. I'd have to have 40 going in the draft bank every day just to be able to have these two sourcing days a week. And it was a grind. So I'm still essentially making the same amount of money. Like I might be short like 500 to $1,000 a month, but I make that up into other revenue streams already as it is. I added Poshmark to the um, platforms that I sell on. That makes up for anything that I missed out on eBay by not doing volume. And then now I've got Mercari starting to make sales. So I'm hopeful that I'll still be able to make great money in reselling next year with not minimal, with less work than what I was doing, just working smarter. Let's see. Oh, my bad, I missed it. I'll go check it out. Changes I made was deleting whatnot as I was buying too much on there. See, that's the thing. If you can buy on whatnot and you can buy smart items, I would buy on whatnot. But as a like predominant sourcing strategy, you gotta sprinkle in the bins to bring down that buy cost. Um, or somewhere cheap that you can get inventory at. That's why I shop at the bins. Most of my inventory comes from the bins. Every now and then I'll go to the retail thrift. Like, and I mean like very rarely do I go there. I've probably only been in a retail thrift like 8 times this year. And that's the rest of my items are coming from the bins. So my buy cost is under $2 an item. It's at like $1.68 per item. But I can, and that's with me paying $40 a piece for Filson jeans multiple times this year. So, you bring down your buy cost by buying cheaper inventory from other places. Then you can afford to get on whatnot and buy some bangers or something that's going to sell for really good money. Um, and make it not, too bad on the fees or, on your pocket at least. Biff Buffo, what's going on, man? Checking in. Welcome. Vendu has been a game changer for me. I have had steady sales on Posh. Me too. So 2 items on Poshmark since we've been on this live stream. If you want to play with whatnot, you better start an account and start letting people sub to you. If you don't have 500 subs to start a show, you're going to bite it. Well, I have a whatnot account. It's Dixon's Pickens. If you guys can follow me there, I have 17 followers. I got a long way to go before I hit 500. So I'm going to lose anyway, just getting started out because nobody knows about me over there. Jim Drop says, has anyone been able to resolve an overage charge on Mercari? Post office won't help me. They told me Mercari is the third party. Mercari told me they're just the marketplace. I have no experience with that. I'm sorry. I've only sold 2 items on Mercari. I've done 35 shows on Whatnot, all kinds of different shows. Angel says the UPS Shore Post and FedEx ground option on Mercari transfers the shipping to USPS. So when you print out the label, you get 2 tracking numbers. I just dropped those at my regular USPS store, never an issue. That might be something that I might want to try out because if I can drop the UPS package off at the USPS on Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning, that would save me a whole different world of drama. Because that's the reason why I don't use UPS. Because I'm gone. I leave town 2 hours before the place opens because I have to get to the bins by 10 o'clock. So if I don't leave the town that I live in until 9 o'clock, I'm gonna get there after an hour after the bins opens. That means I got 2 hours left to find items. And if you guys know anything about my bins, they don't cycle rows out. So once the store's been open for an hour, most of the great stuff is in somebody's cart and they're gone already. So that's why like I don't have a bins that rotates rows out. That's why I gotta get on the road and get to the bins in enough time. Post whatnot on your description box every time you vlog. Most of my items comes from my thrift, and my cost of goods is 605. Adding flea market and yard sales to the mix to bring the cost of goods down. It's still pretty high, but you can make a lot of money with that. If you sub Dixon's whatnot, they'll notify you when his show comes on. So yeah, guys, I guess I'll have to add whatnot to the blurb description down there at some point. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'm 15 minutes past due, and I gotta meet my training partner at the gym by 4. So I need to drink my pre-workout. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. We're gonna do this again on Tuesday at 2 o'clock, or yeah, 2 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys coming and showing up. Hopefully you guys have a great day of sales and turn it around if you're having a slow one like I am. That's gonna do it for this one. Catch you guys on the next one. Until then, let's make this cash, guys.